Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hollow Knight! Last time, while gathering the flames for the Grimm Troupe, we discovered we met Hornet for the second time and fought her, again, for the second time. And then behind her was left the keys to our old home at the bottom of the world in Ancient Basin. We went down there and discovered it in its very tragic state, let's say. But I managed to get two of the final shadowy upgrades out of it. Not only the thing I just showed off, but the Shadow Dash. And using this Shadow Dash, this time, we're gonna go around to every part of the world that has a shadow barrier and see what's on the other side of it. But first, the first 20 minutes of this video are brought to you by past me. They were going to go in the previous episode, but then I chopped it off because I thought the video was getting a little too long. So here it is now. All right, back up at the Ancient Basin tram station. That rhymes really well, actually. I didn't even intend for that. Let's keep Fragile Heart on. Why not? Sprint Master can stay as well. I do want to put Shape of Un on because actually, I think I might want to put on. Okay, let's put on Lifeblood Core, and then let me re-equip Spore Shroom because I want to show something special. Equip Shape of Un alongside Spore Shroom. And the form you transform into looks different. You have mushrooms on your back. That's adorable. I love that. Yes, that's not really the only reason I'm putting on Spore Shroom right now. Okay, over to Deepnest to save a couple of grubs, and then we'll be done with the episode. Or actually, wait, we have one more thing to do before that. The shadow barrier, down below this room. Gotta take care of that first. What do you got? Okay, I'm curious. What do you guys say with Dreamnail dialogue? Maybe I can take a... Okay, hold on. Do I have Dreamnailder on? I do. Okay, that's good. Yeah, my sentiments exactly. Pain. I just used up all my Lifeblood Core health. Man, that was great. Great job, me. Great use of the Lifeblood Charms. I gotta say, the Lifeblood Charms aren't that terrific. It gives you some extra Lifeblood health, I guess, but in case you've ever wanted it, it's good when you're, like, right about to fight a boss, but it's not good for exploring whatsoever, because you'll probably just waste it like I did. Behind the Shadow Barrier, we have a special platforming sequence, or platforming challenge, that involves using Shadow Dash. I suppose it's not really platforming, well, that kind of is. Celeste has a level kind of like this, where you have to dash through a bunch of things, so yeah. What are those coming from? Oh, those are particles coming from the golems emerging from the ground. That's pretty cool. Well, that was easy. I love the specialized shorter Garpedes in the other room. Another new charm. One of our last three. Only two remaining. Sharp Shadow. For 2 notches, your Shadow Dash will now attack enemies when you pass through it rather than just dodging their attacks. Along the way, it will deal your nails damage. There's also one very minor effect with this charm. Your Shadow Dashes go on a little bit farther than they usually do. And I mean specifically, your Shadow Dashes, your regular dashes go the same distance. That's a secret effect of that charm that I accidentally discovered by wearing it in a platforming sequence. And then I was like, wait, I swear my dashes weren't going that far before. And they weren't. Wow, I'm just taking all sorts of hits, aren't I? I'll probably show that next time. It's a pretty fun charm. It also has a bunch of other unique effects because you're attacking with your nail. Oh, wait, I can actually show it right now. But Lifeblood Core... how about we take you off in exchange for it? I have a use in mind for Shape of Un, don't you worry. Yeah, with a Sharp Shadow equipped, you now break things with your dashes. Isn't that awesome? I love that. And then you can see the animation there. You have, like, the nail held in front of you. Pretty cool. All right, first grub to save is over here? Okay, yeah, it's like below this room. It's in a weird spot, but yeah, no, that, okay. What I want to do is jump across this, and then there's this little ledge that leads to a breakable wall that I never went to before. Behind the breakable wall, it's a weirdly shaped passageway that takes to the grub. Okay, very strange that the room is shaped like this when it just has a grub. Missed you. Sorry we missed you. Please call back. In case you don't remember, and I forgive you for not remembering because this was a long time ago, back in episode 4 when I first came through Deepnest, we saw this guy chilling in one of the passageways. This guy that appears to mock our appearance, or whatever you say to that. How? I know! How is there someone that looks like me? I guess there's another surviving vessel? No. These are more unique messages. The corpses don't usually say this. Okay, we got a thingy here. Then I shot that accidentally. My face. More you. Another breakable wall. These aren't surprising anymore, you know. What you looking at? That's kind of adorable, but also incredibly ominous. Especially because when we enter, he's gone every time. You were dead? Don't run. Brother. These corpses have been seeing either themselves or relatives of theirs in this hallway, and they've been trying to chase after it, and they've ended up dead. Something a little fishy's going on here. Especially fishy because you weren't emitting footsteps just then. Can break that open for a shortcut. You're gonna want it. Come back. Dearest. How? Well, that's not good. I think we've fallen into their trap. We've triggered their trap card. Don't worry. I know how to fight my way out of things. Here is everyone that it fooled. And we're about to be along with them. Very Super Paper Mario. I love it. Nosk is a spider mimicking people in order to lure them into its trap. Then starts to dash after you with a big ball of infection on its belly there. And in older versions of Hollow Knight, this is the only attack it ever did. But in the Lifeblood update, they added a bunch of new moves. For instance, the ability to spit out infection like so. If you stay right down here, this is actually a safe spot when it's running in that direction. Same goes for over here. If the spider's charging from this way, it will not hit you as it passes by. Okay, unless it does that. Can also go into the ceiling. This is another additional attack in the Lifeblood update. And drop infection on you. I think you can actually hit it from off screen like that. I think if you stay here, yeah, it'll pass right over you, won't hit you. Those are great spots to heal in if you are hurting for health. Okay. Yeah, I just hit it. I heard it being hit. Its hitbox is still up there, and you can hit it with the Howling Wraiths move. Okay, it jumps back towards the center, so you want to stay out of the center so you don't get hit like I just did. It also tends to stop in the center whenever it wants to shoot, so keep that in mind. Then, that's it. That's the whole boss. So now we just have to persist until it's dead. And with our big fat health bar and hugely upgraded nail, I think we'll do just fine. This is not a very hard fight, especially if you approach it as late in the game as I have. But damn, is it such a cool fight. Not only does it have a great build-up, being teased so early on in the game, but like the character design is awesome, and you know, anything that references Super Paper Mario is cool. Even though I haven't played Super Paper Mario nor watched a full playthrough of it, that game does look insanely cool though. Alright, there we go. Bow. Ever since then, my sisters and I, anytime we see a spider anywhere, we call it Nosk in homage to this guy, just because we all think this boss is really, really freaking cool. Okay, dash over that. That's the general pattern you want to have during that attack. There we go. I killed him midair. And upon his death, he drops a shell just like you, and you can hit it around. You faker! Faker, faker, that's what you get. I put an end to Nosk's endless escapade. I've put an end to the endless excavation. Yeah, that makes sense. And your reward for defeating him. The final piece of pale ore. As much as this grub up here is kind of begging for help, I think it's about time I give this nail an upgrade. So, to end this video, I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna sell my things to Lim, and then we're gonna stop there. Shing! Dream Wielder also makes it faster to use the Dream Gate. I just remembered. You have new dialogue when we have now that we have the King's brand. Oh. Could it be you've returned at last? No. Oh, pardon me. For just a moment, I mistook a certain quality about you. You seemed almost regal. Silly, I know. It's clear you're not of high birth, wandering around all dirty and tattered like that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there. I am no king. I just have his mark. There's a couple of other NPCs who also react to it, but we'll get to them. There we go. There's me using Shadow Dash, because I remember I completely forgot to use, Sharp Shadow, I mean. I completely forgot to use Sharp Shadow on Nosk. Hit this up. And let's sell to Lim first, because he's on the way. A King's Idol? If as many of these as you've delivered, the other Relic Seekers will like to think I've gone mad for the King. How am I kidding? They'll only be jealous of my collection. Find me more. I think that's the last he says about those, but Arcane Eggs certainly have more. Another arcane egg? It's a rare chance to own 2 of these. I'll be the envy of all my colleagues, though my purse is feeling much lighter for it. Where do you get money? How do you make it? Do you kill things too? Because that's the only way I can think of to make money around here. These eggs are the most desired to find from time before Hallownest, but they're not the only remnant of that age. You may have come upon them, those old statues that seem a store for soul. They too prove its existence, though in a larger, cruder form. There was a lot of things that existed before Hallownest. Those soul totems are definitely not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, considering that. But they're pretty cool too. And you know, the fact that they the fact that they weren't a part of Hallownest is pretty cool. Alright, awesome. There we go. A third arcane egg. You're an exceptional explorer to have found so many. An egg is a perfect protective form. In Hallownest we use stone journals or tablets, our text engraved atop. These eggs are far more secure. Their records are stored within. In fear of damaging the eggs, I'm only able to access the outer layer, but it's clear those in the distant past could somehow access information stored even deeper within. So the eggs are like hard drives? Only I could find a way to do so. Just think of the discoveries to be made. Try connecting it to your laptop with a USB. That'll probably do it. Sold in the rest of my stuff, and now I'm sitting proud with a good 21,000 GL. Let's go get this nail upgrade. We will definitely be able to afford it. It's like the last thing, aside from Divine's charm upgrades, that we have to pay for. Oh, you've returned. I see you have some pale ore. A rare fine metal, that. Give me the ore and some geo for my efforts, and I'll reforge your nail to make it stronger. Absolutely. As you wish. I'll get to work then. Here we are. The reforging is complete. I've modified the nail to spiral form. A very tricky task it was. You'll find it stronger than ever before. Off you go now. Cut your way forward. Let's take a look. Oh, we can read Nosk's journal entry to end as well. The Coiled Nail. Ooh, look, completion 96%. We've gone up majorly since last time. The Coiled Nail deals 17 damage per hit. Pretty good. We're all very close to dealing 20, which would be like literally quadruple the amount that the base nail deals, which was 5 if you don't remember. It looks neat. I still prefer the way the channeled nail looks myself, but that's it. It's fine. And we can one-shot the Wandering Husks. Can we one-shot you guys? Of course not, but we can two-shot you. That's almost as good. Before, we were killing you in 5 hits at the beginning of the game. Oh my god, I hit that guy too? Whoa. Thing's got a big hitbox. Alrighty, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you didn't look too hard at my shadow dashes in the intro because I already had Sharp Shadow equipped without realizing it. Whoops. The main reason why I didn't want to show the map in the outro of the previous episode like I normally do is because I didn't want to reveal the fact that we'd already gotten the grub down here and seen all of that. Well, anyway, now we're in the present, so it's fine. First stop, of course, is this grub up here. Then I'm gonna go up from there into Queen's Gardens, and we're gonna see what's this way. At some point this episode, I'm gonna make my way over to Kingdom's Edge. I guess we can get that one. I'm acting like it'd be a huge hassle. I guess we can go save the innocent grub. But yeah, we want this, and I also want to talk to this guy again. This guy up here, now that I have the King's Brand, I've visited the cast-off shell over there, as you can see. Lem is marked on my map. I guess I was going to sell my relics to him, and I never did. Let me see if that's true or not. Oh, no, I definitely did, so I don't know why I have his marking there, then. Nosk. In the deepest darkness, there are beasts who wear faces stolen from your memories and pluck at the strings in your heart. Know yourself and stay strong. I like to think that I know myself. I would never transform into such a hideous creature. That is such a cool design for Nosk, though. I love it. I've already said this in the footage you probably just saw, so I'll stop being redundant and we'll get up to the top of the place already. God damn, I kill these guys in one shot. That is awesome. And I have Sharp Shadow, which will do the same amount of damage if I do it to them. Let's see. That's so fun. You know I had to do it to him. That's just what it sounded like I was saying there for a second. Oh, but I do not one-shot you guys. Worthless nail, actually. This is a terrible upgrade. Don't bother getting the level 4 upgrade of the nail, honestly. Just wait until a later upgrade, because that's definitely how the upgrading works, right? I love it when you're so high above them that they're like, hey, that's cheating! They like complain up at you. It's honestly kind of cute for such annoying enemies. If I'm not mistaken, the grubs will be right in here. I could have gotten this back in episode 4, but I've waited until all this time. Not just because I've forgotten that they were here, but I don't know. I guess I just decided they were better saved until later. I don't really know. I don't have a good excuse for why I haven't come over and gotten these. They were too out of the way. I just kind of spoiled that there are multiple grubs in here, but only one grub marked on the map. I think I need to test some of you guys first. Other. Kill. The grubs I know and think about killing. Empty. And your text box doesn't pause the game. You're the imposter! I'm about to throw you out with the power of my nail. Oh my god, of course you had to get a head on me, because they always do. Alright, you should be the real one. I'll let you free. Oh no, I've been thwarted once again! Alright, how about you there? I'll test you. Home. This is the real one, and it's the one and only real one in this room. The others are fakes. I like how sometimes they're all happy when you save them, and then sometimes they just get right to it. They just cut right to the chase. They're like, yeah, you caught me. That is every grub mimic encounterable in the world, and after killing every grub mimic encounterable in the world, that's exactly enough for their entry. For some reason, they're down here with the Kingdom's Edge enemies. This journal makes no sense. Luring an enemy close by pretending to be a weak little grub. Very cunning. Unfortunately for them, I eat these grubs. No! My god, I am so glad that you're just holed up in Green Path in your little dark space or wherever you are, and you're not actually hunting any of the grubs I've been rescuing. I get it, man. It's nature. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. But also, they're adorable. Stop eating them. I do want to take a look at my journal real quick. I will be revisiting the Hive for a couple of reasons, and so that's when I will also be getting the journal entry for the Hive enemies. These are some of the hardest. I think the Hive enemies are the hardest journal entries to get because you need to kill so many of them. Yet I only end up going through the Hive like once or twice ever. Because once you're done, once you've defeated Hive Knight and taken Hive Blood, there's not much reason to go back there. So they end up being the last entries I get on any playthrough where I do complete the journal, which I think I've only done one other time beyond my first playthrough, and this is about to be my third. There's also you guys. I'll be killing some of you. You guys, I'll definitely be killing some of you. Oh, I still don't have you guys. Okay, I guess we'll have to go back down there sometime. Carver Hatchers, oh god, you have to kill so many of those, and they're only in one or two rooms. these guys as well, up towards the top. I wish these enemies that appeared in 1 or 2 rooms didn't take so many kills to get their entry, because then you would just have to keep going back and farming them, like, go out of your way to go back and farm them, because normally, you only ever have to visit the rooms they're in 1 time, and then you're done. Okay, Soul Warriors, I have to go back for them. I'll be going back to Soul Sanctum anyway. You guys, I'm actually missing one of you, and then it seems like there's nothing. Oh, you guys! Of course you guys! You're so hard to track down and kill, man. And then you... Really? Them? I haven't had them all this time? Alright, well, everything else aside from those guys are finished, so I'll be worrying about this more in a later episode once we've actually encountered the rest of the journal entries, which we haven't yet, somehow, this late in this game, and we still haven't seen all the enemies. My god, this game is big. But when you keep, like, 112%ing it as much as I have, 100%ing it as much as I have, I just spoiled how high the percentage can go. Whoops, silly me. I may as well say that, though. It always ends up dawning on you at some point just how much there is in this game that I kind of took for granted on my first playthrough, but I never realized just how much content I kept playing through. Alright, our destination is at the top of Queen's Garden. While I'm on the way, I like to say a little fun fact. You can return to the grave where we dropped off the delicate flower and take it again. And you can actually take it to a couple of people around the world. One person in particular. However, I'll be saving that for later, and I'll be showing everything you can do with that flower in a later episode. For now, we got a mission. It is this room where I finally noticed the small change that Sharp Shadow makes, where you go slightly farther. You see that? I'm slightly overshooting that platform with this charm on, whereas normally you land on the other platform. With the charm on, you overshoot it. That is how I could tell that something was up, and that the charm was doing more than it said on the fine print. I guess. No, the stuff like extending your range would be something that would be in the fine print. You know, what it said on the main box, what it advertised to me on the front of the box. That's what I meant to say. I'm screwing up my speech in this second portion of the video. Hope you don't mind. Because honestly, my last video I did was pretty well commentated for this series of standards. Dash through! Feels so good to be able to do that. You have no idea. Can't bounce up that way, it'd be fancy, so I guess I'll take the regular path for regular plebeian people. Alrighty. Then, I see that gate. Okay, we're about to have a battle on our hands here, aren't we? No worries, I've seen hundreds of battles around these parts. More Mantis traders. Told you I'd be fighting more of them soon. Alright, I've already been over their moves. They're nothing new. And you send one more. Wow, this will be a very easy fight. And it'll be even easier with the help of our friend Cloth. We saw that she was exploring around these parts in search of deadly combat or whatever. Exciting combat, not deadly combat. I'm sure she prefers not dying, but you know, she prefers excitement, and that's exactly what we're gonna give her. She is not targeted ever, nor attacked ever by the mantises. And whenever she hits them with her club, she deals 5 damage. I'm sorry, Cloth, but you kind of have to do better than that. Oh, but she's got a contestant? She's got a competition now. I'm not really sure. Traitor Lord, basically a large version of the Mantis Traders, and in the launch version of Hollow Knight, that's literally all he was. These 2 attacks we've been seeing him use, that's all he could do. However, in the Lifeblood update, they not only gave him new attacks, but powered him up so he now deals 2 masks of damage any hit, every melee hit. There's only 1 attack of his that only does 1. Oh god, yeah, you can see there, that's 2 masks of damage. Let's see his other attack shortly. Alright, this was also added. You have to Shadow Dash through that. Good thing we have Shadow Dash and have to have it in order to do this. Let me Sharp Shadow him a little bit. I haven't actually looked at what my charms are in a while. Oh, that might be bad. There's not really any time to heal in this battle. He attacks you way too quickly for you to have a good window to heal. So I'm just gonna go without. Hope I don't break this Fragile Charm because I have one equipped. I have the Heart Charm equipped right now, so if something goes well, jump over. For safety, you can always dash right through that attack since you do have Shadow Dash, or you can double jump the forward attack like that. Okay, best not to dash away like I just did. Channel your inner Souls game and avoid dodging away as much as possible. I'm hiccuping already. My god, I've only been recording for like 2 seconds. Come on. We're recording this segment of the video for like 2 seconds. Rest in peace. Hope that was fun. In the end. Not as fun as you were hoping, maybe. You cannot save Cloth here. She always dies at the end of the battle, if she joins you for it. Heal up. Is there anything above here? I feel bad just moving right back into standard gameplay, but that's kind of what you have to do here. She's gone. Can't talk to her anymore, so... yeah. Just remember the days you spent with her, and she will never die in that way. Just like the seer said. That's a lot of Mantis traders. And I'm assuming you're the one who killed them. And by the way, you recognize this? We got an early glimpse of this earlier in the area. Up this way. This part. Got a small view of this place. And that whole time we've been wondering when we would find the way here. And now, we've arrived. I do love saving the Shadow Dash for late in the game for this exact reason, because it, like, I feel like all these Shadow Barrier areas answer so many questions you've had for the whole game, and also because it was my experience on my first playthrough that I went so long without knowing where Shadow Dash was, and I think there was actually someone who commented on my series who pointed me in the direction of it. Thank you to that person for letting me actually continue and finish this game, because I don't know if I would have ever gone back there for a long time. Protect. Well, you can no longer protect it anymore, but thankfully, seems like the Mantis traders haven't noticed your absence and still haven't come back here. They've just been, I don't know, scared, I guess, from all the troops they sent here that haven't gone back. Let's see who resides in such a beautiful place.
Oh, one arrives. Far it walks to find me. Did it seek my aid? Or did the path carry it by chance to so pertinent a place? It is true. True that you were awaited. No, perhaps that is inaccurate. True, one like you was awaited. I have a gift, held long for one of your kind. Half of a whole. When united, great power is granted. And on the path ahead, great power it will need.
You thought this game had exhausted all its beauty? Oh boy, were you wrong, and I'm so glad you were wrong. Again, it is moments like these that keep this game so surprising and so engaging to explore. This here is the White Lady. You may know her as the Queen of Hallownest. The former Queen of Hallownest, that is.
It faced the gendered child? She's a fierce foe, strong in mind and body, striking reflection of her mother, though the two were permitted little time together. I never begrudged the worm's dalliance as bargain. In fact, I feel some affection for the creature birthed. If your paths were ever to align, I imagine you might gain yourself a powerful ally. She's talking about Hornet, the gendered child, where unlike the rest of the vessels, or vessel lookalikes, Hornet has a gender. To provide some more insight, for some more context for this background, for Hornet's background, I leave you with this clip from my second run. If you kill Hera the Beast after having fought Hornet's Sentinel in Kingdom's Edge, Hornet herself will now sit just outside of the sequence, with some interesting information. So, you've slain the beast, and you head towards that fated goal. I'd not have obstructed this happening, but it caused me some pain to knowingly stand idle. What? You might think me stern, but I'm not completely cold. We do not choose our mothers, or the circumstance into which we are born. Despite all the ills of the world, I'm thankful for the life she granted me. Quite a debt I owed. Only in allowing her to pass, and taking the burden of the future in her stead, can I begin to repay it. So Hera the Beast is Hornet's mother. And this is basically the only place that you have that officially revealed. Leave me now, Ghost. Allow me a moment alone before this bedchamber becomes forever a shrine. Weirdly, this encounter will actually disable the other one with her at the top of the abyss after you've obtained Shadow Dash. No idea why, but if you haven't seen that encounter yet on the playthrough that you do this, you now won't be seeing it ever! Yeah, I don't get it. So, the Pale King of Hallownest and the Queen are the people who created the vessels. Or, I guess, in a way, birthed the vessels? I'm not exactly sure what the process was, but basically the vessels are the King and Queen's children, the vessels from the Abyss. Hornet is a child of the Pale King and Hera the Beast. So, the king had an affair or something? There might be a good reason. I'll cover that more in detail later. Within my roots, the weakening of the vessel I plainly feel. Only two obvious outcomes there are from such a thing. The first is inevitable on current course, regression. All minds relinquished to that pernicious plague. The second I find preferable and would seek your aid in its occurrence, replacement. I implore you, usurp the vessel. Its supposed strength was ill-judged. It was tarnished by an idea instilled. But you are free of such blemishes. You could contain that thing inside. So when y'all looked for the pure vessel, you were a bit panicked in your search, and you found the wrong one. It was me all along, who they should have been looking for. That said, though, we don't really know exactly for sure if we are 100% pure. Like, yeah, that is an option for an ending, but, you know, I feel like there's an alternative, an even better solution. Interesting that they're only telling us explicitly what you do in the ending here, after you had to progress all that way, and you may not have been able to find the White Lady before finding that ending, and yet that's just something we already knew to do in the time. Alright, that's fine, I guess. I'll offer fair warning. The vessel may itself be weak, but it is much empowered by that force within. That makes sense. The vessel was fighting us, not because it wanted to, but because the infection was telling it to, just like with everything else in this game. That is why the Hollow Knight is stabbing itself in that second half. There's a little piece of it left, and it's trying to help you win. That's pretty cool. Claim its role requires strength of some magnitude. Prepare yourself well before attempting the task. Oh, don't you worry, I'm missing like one upgrade. Prepare well, but don't dally. Were the vessel to break prematurely, that plague would unleash with rage and power built of ages chained. That's just flavor. I know I have unlimited time. I like how it looks like she's surrounded by words with those symbols in the back, but those are just like ornaments or something. What are your thoughts? So it can access a mind, then the seal shall break before its blade. Already have. Beat you to it. Well, wasn't that cool? And that brings me to something I need to talk about. The music in there. I let you listen to it at first because it is gorgeous, and you needed to hear it before I started flapping my fat mouth. That sounded really weird. Anyway, in the official soundtrack for Hollow Knight, for some reason, the track known as The White Lady doesn't last as long as the one in-game. For some reason, it just chops off the second half of the song. And this is a pretty consistent theme in the rest of that soundtrack, but actually, before I get too far into this, there is something special here to see. Well now, that was something. A true battle of mighty warriors. So intense, so climactic, it's really everything I could have hoped for. Thanks for all your help, my friend. For a tiny bug, you've set a valiant example. We'll meet again, I'm sure of it. Do not try dream nailing her, or you will kill her.
I don't know if it's actually killing them, but it is like removing them from the world. It feels like killing them, and according to the other guy from Resting Grounds, it is.
Be on my way soon. Nola is waiting, and I'm done down here. Just savoring the moment a little longer.
He talks about Nola. I have a theory that Nola was a friend of hers who passed, since, you know, like before, when she was alive, you would dream nail her and she would say, like, I'm sure Nola would be proud of that or something. I'm gonna make Nola proud. And now that she's dead, she says Nola is waiting. So now they can meet in the afterlife. Unless you attack her with the dream nail and she dies. But you know, I may have done that on my first playthrough on accident, not remembering that that's how ghosts worked. But, you know, I won't admit it. I won't 100% admit it. You never know. I may have been smart. I was not. I mean, I already kind of admitted to it 100%. Abyss Shriek now destroys these guys, and oh man, I'm so happy for it. Hi, Traitor Lord. Opposed the Lord of the Mantis tribe, embraced the infection, and turned against his sisters. So, I'm assuming that the Mantis tribe was much larger than it is now, and some of them were taken by the infection and then considered traitors by the other Mantises because the Mantises were like, come on, we're our own thing, we don't need them. I think that's the lore behind the Mantises overall. I felt that desire, the desire to take the infection into myself, to become stronger, more powerful. These thoughts haunt my dreams during the darkest times, a false hope, but it can burn so brilliantly in one's mind. This light is using the promise of power to turn everyone infected. That makes enough sense, and they are powerful. I'll give them that. Most of them. Actually, no, not even most of them. Some of them are. These guys, I don't really know. I don't know about these guys. Alright, that's done. Guess I can find my way back to this side of the world, and why not, I'll go get this grub. After all, we did just pick up the first half of one of our last two charms just then. I've yet to show this off. The white fragment is the fragment of the last charm down here in this final slot. I wonder where we'll find the other one. If one was given to us by the queen, the other, well, yeah, might see where I'm going with that. Question is, where the hell is he? He's kind of gone. Alright, this is the charm setup I have. Interesting choice, me, for sure. You've taken me this station like 6 times now. You're probably really tired of it because you keep being rained on all the time. I'm so sorry, Stag. It's just, you know, a lot of my objectives happen to be around here. Why did that make no sound? That was ominous. Alright, we'll start from the bottoms up. We'll go to the Hive first, get the grub, and then we'll find out what's behind the shadow barrier. Then we'll speak to Bardoon. Now that we have the King's brand, he'll have something new to say. What is that movement? That's so weird. I don't know if I like these enemies in the Hive. They move so weirdly and unpredictably. I guess, you know, that's the point. They're super strong warriors then if they can, you know, fake you out like that. But I feel like... I don't know. I just don't know if some of these movements are necessarily, like, fair. I don't know. I guess it would take a lot to be unfair when it's this game with its very simple moveset. Oh, yeah. I'm supposed to be going on a tirade about the Hollow Knight soundtrack right now, so let me continue doing that. The Hollow Knight soundtrack is... okay. It's a perfectly good way to listen to the music of the game. I'm talking about the official soundtrack you buy on Steam, not the music in the game. The music in the game is great. Awesome. No problems with it whatsoever. It's glorious. Like I've said, the sound design is one of the best parts of this game, for sure. It's one of the reasons why I love it so much. But... the actual official soundtrack that you can buy leaves a surprising amount of the music out of the game. You have areas like Kingdom's Edge that has, you know, it has a track, and it's very good, it's very well represented. Green Path track is really good, but because it is, like, you know, a piece of, a playlist of music that you're buying, they do if an area theme has a more intense battle version, they include that version in the track, which then transitions to over time. So, like, for the Forgotten Crossroads theme starts as the regular version, and then halfway through transitions to the combat version. That said, it transitions to it far earlier than it should because you didn't even get to have a full loop of the main Crossroads soundtrack. It's like, I guess it's fine considering most of the Crossroads theme sounds the same, still just not my favorite thing. Now let's talk about the stuff that bothers me, because honestly, most of the soundtrack in its current form is pretty darn good, especially Sealed Vessel and other such locations we haven't seen yet. So don't go looking up the soundtrack yet if you want to avoid spoilers. The Crystal Peak theme has the calm version of Crystal Peak with the main melody, and it has the action version. And it also has the middle version whenever you're, like, in one of the main parts of Crystal Peak. Like, there's a calm version that plays when you're in a room like this, and then there's a more upbeat version when you're in the main areas of Crystal Peak, and then there's the battle version when you're fighting Crystal Guardian or something like that. The soundtrack only uses the main melody for Crystal Peak in the first and third, and not the second one, the one that you hear most often in the area. It includes that section in the track, but it never actually plays the main melody, the do-do-do, the reason you're listening to it, you know? It just plays like a downbeat version, and I cannot understand why. This is not the direction of the Grub, this is the Hive Knight. So basically, the main version of the Crystal Peak theme that you hear most often in the game isn't in the soundtrack at all. So that's great. Some more ambient tracks like Deepnest's theme, Royal Waterways theme, or the Hive's theme aren't included in the soundtrack at all, or are at best given cameo appearances. For instance, hi, final Grub of the game we just saved. Just thought I should real quick bring attention to that. It is kind of important, you know? Man, I'll be back again. The other enemies can wait. For instance, Deepnest ambience is stuck at the very end of Nosk's boss theme. That's all you get, just a little piece of it at the very end. You don't get a specialized bubbly version of Green Path to make Fog Canyon's track, it's just stuck at the very end of Green Path's track and plays for like two seconds. The Abyss's theme, the ambience down here, down at the very bottom of the world, only gets like a 10-second showing at the beginning of Broken Vessel's theme. I get that they are a lot more ambient than the other music in the game, but honestly, what's the problem with that? There's ambient music certainly exists out there. Like, Elden Ring's soundtrack, for the official soundtrack, from what I can tell, includes all the main ambient music in the game, because despite it not really being traditional music, it's still nice to listen to, so why not let us hear the Abyss's theme whenever we want to? Why not let us hear Deepnest's theme? It's music you composed for the game, why not put it in the soundtrack? I assume Christopher Larkin made the soundtrack. The official soundtrack release, I mean. But I think the worst offender for me is City of Tears. And it's actually not really like a bad version, it's actually a really cool version, because it's a version that you never actually hear in the game. What you hear in the soundtrack is the version of the City of Tears theme that plays when you're indoors, such as this one, but instead of that instrument playing the main melody, you hear vocals instead. First of all, why couldn't that have been the version we got in-game? That sounds awesome. I want to hear that in the game. Why isn't that in the game? Anyway, not only that, but the City of Tears track in the soundtrack doesn't include the outdoor version, so it gets no love whatsoever, and it also doesn't even include the action battle theme version. Even though Crossroads does, Green Path does, and Crystal Peak does, but no other area that has an action version does. Queen's Gardens doesn't get one in the soundtrack, even though Green Path does. That's another thing about the soundtrack. Some areas get their more intense versions, and then others don't, even though they have one in the game. But that isn't even the worst of the City of Tears track. For some reason, the entire second half of the song is missing. That part you just heard is supposed to transition into a second verse, I'm not really sure what the music terms are, but it's a whole second part that I have let you listen to in the past. Anytime that I've stopped and let you hear the City of Tears music, that's the part I stopped on. And that part isn't in the soundtrack. I don't know why. Why would you do that? It's the best part of the freaking song. Why would you freaking do that? The City of Tears track in the soundtrack is nothing like you hear it in the game, because not only is it a unique version that doesn't play in the game anywhere, not only do the other versions of it get no love, but they chop off the second half of the song. I don't get it. Anyway, that's my bone to pick with the soundtrack. Hope you enjoyed. Now let's go see the Grubs all rescued. The only reason I can guess as to why they would cut it off is because they don't want the tracks to be that long. I guess I can understand that, but Bloodstained Ritual of the Night soundtrack doesn't give a shit. Some of those tracks are 11 minutes long, and they're like, yeah, we don't care. I could go on and on about video game official soundtrack releases and how I'm annoyed at how different some of them sound from the games they come from, but that's the subject for a future video, I suppose. Our final rewards from the Grub Father. More money, yes, yes. Song and dance, praises, parties, celebrations, Your entire life savings given to me for whatever reason. And then our last charm, other than the white fragments. Grubberfly's Elegy of Emptiness. For 3 notches, your nail turns into the Master Nail! It allows you to shoot a beam every single nail slash that shoots a little ways in front of yourself. It's kind of a mid-range projectile. If it hits an enemy, it deals your nail's damage divided by 2, so it's halved. It's not quite the same power as going up and hitting the enemy with your regular melee range, but it's pretty damn good. The catch is that you can only do this at full health. If you take even 1 piece of damage off of your main health bar, thus not lifeblood health bar, then the effects will disappear and these 3 notches will be going to pretty much nothing. Still though, it's a better effect than Fury of the Fallen, I'd say. It's better than Fear of the Fallen that way, I'd say, because, you know, you're actually gonna be at full health more often than you're gonna be at 1 mask. And also, I am a little curious about something. First of all, I cannot go without showing you every single home in the background filled with a grub. We have finally done it. I remember seeing this room for the first time thinking, well, there are that many grubs to save. Yep, there are. And now that they're all here, it looks so adorable and awesome. Those 2 in the back aren't cheering for us. Excuse me, you 2 there, you're slacking up. I'm just joking. You don't have to cheer for me. Cheering is optional. Rewards are required, though. I'm curious. Does having Joni's Blessing on mean you have Grubberfly's Elegy's effect all the time? That is what I'm here to find out. The only tie the bench may be iron. Yeah, I know the bench is made of iron. You know, I was just checking in just in case they swapped it out with a lead bench without me knowing. Oh my god, imagine a lead bench. Well, I guess lead is only really dangerous if consumed, and otherwise not really. Okay, you, damage me! Oh, it does keep track. God damn it. I was wondering if it was like, hey, if you put on Joni's Blessing along with it, then technically there is no full health almost. Well, there is a full health, so yeah. It makes sure to know what your full health is ahead of time, and then it gives it to you. That makes sense. Makes perfect sense. This is the charm I recommend using for the Delicate Flower quest if you have not done it yet. If you collect all the grubs first and then get Grubberfly's Elegy before doing that quest, it is a fantastic charm for that quest. Really, really helps you because you can take out the enemies from long distance. And if you put on something like Strength in addition, you're not really going to be breaking Strength when 1 hit kills you. So there's really no reason not to put it on. I don't know. I can't remember if I did put it on before. If I didn't, that's too bad. Alright, seeing my recording time, I'm at 40 minutes, or probably at close to an hour, and so I should probably end up wrapping this video soon. Wait a minute. Let me go talk to Snail Shaman one last time with a Bistreak, and then I'll be right back up here to turn in the 3 flames to Grimm. Sorry, I didn't mean to take out your totem there. That scream. Ooh, distorted in such a way. It's not within the skills of a snails to do such a thing. Wherever you draw this new power from, it's not a place my kind ever thought to look. That's surprising, considering you look like you're made of void, and yet I guess I found a void more powerful than you. I think I've already seen that before, had to make sure. Okay. I think there might be something still remaining in Ancestral Mound I've yet to get. Over here? Mayhaps? Perhaps? Yes, this geopile. Seriously? Wait, did I or did I not get that in a previous video and wonder why I waited so long to get it? What? I swear. Alright, I hope not to misuse this term, but feel like I'm experiencing deja vu right now. I swear I've done this before. In a previous video. I came up here, I found this geopile, and I was like, wait, I didn't get this? And I'm like, then I got it. Alright, well, I guess this goes to show, no, I have not. I have not done this yet. I have not collected this whispering root hidden so secretly up here. This will give us some more essence. Probably not enough for another talk with the seer. We have to buy our talks with the seer, but it'll certainly help us reach there. I mean, we're running out of them, honestly. I don't know where I'm gonna be able to find more essence. She wants 1,500 right now. How are we gonna get more of that? Perhaps the subject of next episode, once I'm done with this one. You know, once I'm done with this episode, we then move on to the next episode. That's kind of how Let's Plays work. My statements sometimes astound me from how pointless they can be. I just chopped out all of those gates at once. You better fear me. We got Leal essence. You have nothing to say about that. For some reason, I was thinking about having to edit in the freaking dialogue, the dream dialogue of the Whispering Rune. For some reason, that thought turned into talk to Snail Shaman again. He'll say something about it. Something I just discovered in what is now going to be a cut. If you are inside of a mound or any kind of, like, inside area like this, you cannot dreamgate. You have to be out on the main map in order to dreamgate. I guess the game just can't really easily keep track of your position that way. I'm assuming you can't place a dreamgate inside of a mound or an area like it either. I love the particles going down under the ground. Ignore that. That didn't happen. Okay, now it is time to turn in the flames to Grimm and the others. I actually do want to have Joni's blessing on. I'll take off Grubberfly's Elegy, though, so we can put on you. And then I'm thinking I might want to Overcharm. And I know of an easy way to do that. How about you? Actually, let me take a look at how many health things I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I have an even number of health, and if I'm gonna be, assuming I'm gonna be taking 2 damage each hit from being overcharmed, I will not be left with 1 mask, so Fury of the Fallen will be useless to me. Sorry, Fury of the Fallen. It just happens to be how the world works for you. I don't know why. I swear, one day you will have your time, but today is not that day. Very good. The child burns with flame. Master is waiting for you. I've done such a bad job of voicing you. I hope you can forgive me for that. Look at the way you're standing. Isn't that uncomfortable? You have your legs spread out like that? Wonderful, wonderful. I can arrive, and the time has come. This searing fire, it carries well the ritual's promise. Dance with me, my friend. The crowd awaits. Show them you are worthy of a starring role. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone else, please welcome to the stage, Troupe Master Grimm, one of my favorite boss fights. Oh man, I love this. This Dance with Grimm is quite a brutal one. He'll appear, perform a move, you have to dodge it, and then you attack back. That's the whole formula for the battle, and honestly, that's the whole formula for the entirety of Hollow Knight. The entirety of Hollow Knight bosses. He'll swipe up into the ceiling, turning into fireballs. He'll launch these at you, double jump over them. He'll come down like this. You can poke bounce on him real fast like that, or you can alternatively just jump over it and hit him like normal without being fancy. There we go. You want to get away from him when he's opening his cape, otherwise he'll like dart away in an instant, and I just shadow dashed him from long range. That was really cool. This is his stagger. You can use this time to heal. You can also hit him like that if you wish. All right. Since he'll be dealing 2 damage to me, okay, watch carefully. You'll either get 1 fireball or 2 fireballs, and with another fireball that may be very close overhead. So just pay attention. Look at the ones on the bottom half. Don't focus on any of the other fireballs, and you should be good. I honestly don't find that attack to be that bad when you get it down. All right, there we go. I managed to hit him twice with that. Oh, that's so fun. All right. Since he's hitting me, he'll be hitting me for 2 damage, and I have Joni's Blessing on. I will not be able to heal, so let's hope this goes well. All right. There's a particular reason I want to bring Joni's Blessing to this. You'll see. All right. Boop. 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 I love hitting him twice like that. Trust me, that's a maneuver you're gonna want for later. Alright. And simply stay out of the spikes with that. He will do this 3 times in the fight, plus a 4th time if you strike him at the very beginning of the battle while he's bowing. I'll probably be showing that in my second alternate playthrough. Maybe. Mayhaps. Alright, there we go. No need to get more hits in. I love the atmosphere of this battle. The music is awesome. The sound design is really cool. I love the audience clapping in the background whenever you finish off, or whenever you, like, are done staggering Grimm, or whenever you... I'm not really sure. Do they clap when he goes into the fireball mode? Because I feel like they do. But just everything about this battle is so cool. Oh, man. All right. Let me put away my gushing and focus. Or do I need to focus? I haven't taken a single hit yet. This fight will start off by being really hard, but once you get it down, I honestly think it's one of the more consistent battles in the game. Very easily avoidable, and I can consistently beat it without taking damage. Yeah, they do clap during this moment. And the music gets more intense too. I love this. That's the 3rd and final time he will do that attack. He does it after he's been lowered to 75% health, 50% health, then 25% health, so we're in the home stretch. Double jump. Hit him twice for good measure. I'm not using soul just because I don't want this fight to end. It's so fun. All right. Of course, I will get more chances to fight all these bosses later. Just still, you know. All right. I love how he looks like Dracula doing that attack. It's so cool. Hope I didn't harm you too bad, buddy. There's my little bow. This is the one chance you have to read Grimm's thoughts. So make sure to do it. Masterful, even a vessel discarded bears fierce strength. Fine craft, dear worm, and perfect tool to prolong the heart of Grimm. Oh my god, the audience whispering among themselves, like, that was so cool. Just another example of how awesome Hollow Knight's sound design is, and how it really makes the experience.
Bravo, my friends. Hear how the crowd adores you. They've not seen such a show in a long time. Look here, how our child has grown, nourished and strengthened by the heat of our passionate dance. The 2 of you will feature in many tragedies and triumphs together, I'm sure. And so our great ritual nears its end. Will you continue to harvest the flame? Even though now you surely see the path it illuminates for us.
Yep, the path to parenthood.
Our scarlet eyes will watch you keenly, friend. Go out into the darkness. Harvest the last lingering embers of this kingdom. Then return to me, and we will complete our dance.
Just... This might be a good time to mention that Grimm is based off of a vampire moth, in case you're wondering what insect he could possibly be. I guess, fittingly enough, that one of his attacks looks like Dracula, then. Here is Grimmchild in his 3rd upgrade. Now, Grimmchild himself might be looking spiff. The charm icon is another story. Look, even the charms menu is scared of it. Look at this fucking freakish thing. Oh my god. Do not worry, the upgrade beyond this looks a lot better. We have another round of flames to get, as we can see. Let's check where they are on the map. We got one there, and one in the Hive. That's why I was thinking of saving the Hive until later, because we were going to have to go there for this flame anyway. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. I think my original plan was to wait until we have this flame to go down into the abyss, but that didn't end up happening because it was just, you know, it was just the most on-topic thing at the time that I did it. Okay, here's why I brought Joni's Blessing to this battle. This chest contains the final Charm Notch, and the one and only Charm Notch added in DLC. As you can see, I've taken damage picking it up. The reason why this happens is that for whatever reason, picking up a charm notch on the ground heals you to full. I'm not really sure why. Might be a leftover from testing where they thought that was just the most convenient thing, or it's just a nice little effect charm notches have. Look at that, 11 charm. We're no longer overcharmed. That actually unovercharmed me as well. Cool. Anyway, I'm sure the way the game heals you there is that it sets your current health amount to that of your maximum health. However, when you have Joni's Blessing equipped, you technically don't have a set maximum health. Or, well, you do, but it's set to 1. And so the game sets your current health to 1, trying to heal you, and it ends up injuring you instead. I don't think if you had 1 Mask of Health that it'd kill you, because if it sets your health to 1, then it wouldn't do that, but yeah, that's pretty funny. That's actually the reason why I thought Grubberfly's Elegy would still work, despite having Joni's Blessing equipped and having less than the maximum health, because I thought the game wasn't keeping track of that, but apparently it is for Joni's Blessing and not for the charm notch healing. Whoops, small oversight there. Okay, with that all done, I guess I can keep these charms on for next time. There's a 4th one. Yet the charms icon still claims that we only need 3. Well, we won't worry about that for now. Alright, I had an awful take on my outro just then, so I'm doing it again. Next time on Hollow Knight, I'm gonna start by giving a fragile heart, I guess that's the fragile charm I'll be giving to Divine so we can get those upgrades moving along, because we're progressing through the Grimm Troupe's quest quite fast now with the defeat of the Troupe Master. And then after that, I'm going to be going around to the sites of our past battles, such as Soul Sanctum, or this place, and seeing if there's anything new to do there, because I have a slight feeling that there will be. Just something in my gut's telling me that. Thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will see you all in the future.
Is